So we are here
Wonderful.
to discuss the Overtown Youth Center second annual Those Hoop Love Madness Charity Basketball Tournament, and of course with the NBA Hall of Famer Alonzo Mourning. As you know, this fundraising event will take place in the Overtown Youth Center gym. The game where we're going to see all the lawyers play is going to start at 9 a.m. As we said, the teleconference is being recorded, and it's going to be the link is going to be shared with the media, also with social media, and be posted on our website. So, Alonso, if you don't mind, I'd like to ask you a couple of questions, and of course, everybody else is invited to ask. Can you tell us about the work of the Overtown Youth Center and how it got started?
Yeah, well, the work was started, just through caring, concerned adults here in the community. My wife and I identified that young people in our community weren't being educated, and we developed relationships with individuals here in the community, which allowed us, through their contributions, which allowed us to kind of build the center. Marty Margulies being the culprit of that. This was over 14 years ago, where we had these conversations, and Marty came out of pocket $3 million, built the facility, and we went out and tried to identify the appropriate model that we could implement in the facility, which would get us the results of, after-school programming, high school graduation rates, which we graduate 100% of our kids from high school. 90% of our kids go to college and graduate. And, the other 10%, we make sure they're either, gainfully employed. Some may have some military aspirations. But the long and short of it is that, we're trying to produce positive contributing citizens, and using all of our relationships, which will provide the necessary resources for these kids to accomplish their own personal goals, and I feel like that, we're dealing with this serious epidemic, especially as it pertains to the violence here in the community. Just recently there was a 6-year-old that was shot. There was a 6-year-old that was shot from, by way of a drive-by that kid was just playing in the yard, and I just feel like, some of these decisions that young people are making are due to the fact that they don't have strong voices of influences in their lives, and they don't have outlets, they don't have places to go. So therefore, many of them fall victim to the streets, and many of them being raised from single-parent homes, so they don't have that consistent voice of influence, or they don't have that caring adult in their lives to help persuade them to make better decisions. So, in a nutshell, the Overtown Youth Center, we take a holistic approach towards the overall development of young people and identifying obstacles that keep them from being productive.
That is amazing, and you're absolutely right with all the crime that is affecting our kids. And,
Mm-hmm.
What motivates you to continue doing this work? What kind of changes are you seeing in our society, in our community, as a result of the work that you do?
I haven't seen much change, I really haven't, and it's discouraging because I don't think enough is being done. I will say this, I commend Alberto Cavallo, our superintendent of schools, and all the work that he's trying to do, to create a better public school environment for our kids to be obviously productive. But there has to be a tag team effort, because our public school system can't do all the work, not just in school, after school, in the summer. It has to take grassroots organizations, to kind of provide some type of support to these children and their families, because I'm a strong believer that, at-risk kids go back home to at-risk situations. So you got to follow these kids home. You got to see what's going on in the home and see if mom needs help. Many of them being raised single mother with 5, 6, 7, 8 kids in the house. So somebody's gonna get left out, and somebody might fall victim to some negative activities. And it's important for us to have, again, consistent, strong voices of influence, caring adults in these kids' lives, and I don't think enough of that is being done. It's not, these kids don't have anywhere to go. That's what it comes down to. A lot of these kids, latchkey kids, the school day is over with, and they got about 4 or 5 hours before their parents come home, and they have nowhere to go. And statistics show during that particular time, that's when they kind of fall victim to a lot of criminal-related activities, and
so
it's not enough being done.
So in your case, you have Overtown Youth Center, right, where kids can go for those 4 or 5 hours and do activities that will build them.
Activities, it's a structured environment, it's enrichment, it's homework, attendance. It's basically a structured environment, which allows us to continue to, I don't want to use the word enforce, but just, support the necessary things that these kids need in order for them to be productive.
Do you see the transformation of these kids when they, from day one to being months?
Totally. Behavior improves, attendance, literacy skills sharpen, all of that. I see all of that improving. So we don't have a magic wand. We got a template in place where we just kind of follow that curriculum, and it has been extremely impactful. We replicated this from an organization in Portland, Oregon, and it worked there. This 30-plus year organization there, SEI, and now we're doing it here, and we want to expand the work that we're doing because there's so many other barrels that need the help. I think the beauty of what we're talking about today, we're talking about a fundraiser, with the help of local law firms that are coming together and, based on their overall competitive nature as lawyers, traditionally speaking, when you think of lawyers, they're extremely competitive. To put them in an environment of, a sports environment with a 3-on-3 type of format, and it's making the environment fun, this atmosphere fun. At the same time, they know they're there for a great cause, So really gives us an opportunity to be that vehicle for law firms here in South Florida to get engaged in something very positive and help support us as we support young people.
And talk to me about the proceeds of this event. Obviously, are going to go to support.
The programming strictly towards program. Yeah. Strictly towards programming. The money that's raised, last year we raised $50,000. We want to get that number up. This will be our second year doing this, and I want to double that. So the more people that we can get involved, the better. Our budget to run the actual center is about $2.8 million. And it's growing because we're about to start a capital campaign, which is going to allow us to build up 2 more floors on the youth center, which in turn will allow us to help about a little over 200 more kids, add 200 more kids to the 400 that we do have in our program already. So the more funds we raise, obviously, the more we can help our young people. So there's enough resources here in this community, and we felt like this was the perfect niche for us to kind of create an opportunity for these law firms. And we find our kids so many times on the other side of the law. But this is an opportunity for, truly an opportunity for lawyers to get engaged in supporting the life-changing work that happens at the Overtown Youth Center.
Wow. And how did you come up with the idea of doing a basketball tournament involving lawyers?
We have some very creative minds, and obviously basketball has been a part of my life for years, still is, being one of the executives for the Miami Heat. And I was kind of doubtful at first, but, I trust Tina Brown tremendously, and, we gave it a go, and it was a huge success. So now it's just something for us to kind of grow now because pretty exciting opportunity for attorneys to come together and like I said, support the good work that we do here at the Overtown Youth Center. There's a lot of organizations that are looking to support good work and looking to tie themselves, to different foundations. And I tell you, when you can kind of create the right format, an opportunity for them to do that, it obviously makes our job easier because we're a relationship-based organization, and none of what we're able to accomplish we can accomplish without developing good, solid relationships, and this gives us an opportunity to do that through these law firms.
Excellent. Please go ahead. I know we have some reporters on the line. Please go ahead and ask questions.
Hey, this is Tracy calling from Hot 105.
Yeah,
so I love the idea that you didn't have to reinvent the wheel. You've done something that's worked, because I see that happen on this end. The news releases come in, so that's brilliant that you have something that that works. I want to see if the deadline has been extended. The release says the deadline is come and gone. Like yesterday was the last day. Is that extended now? So for lawyers who are listening or firms who are listening, can they still become part of it?
Yeah, they still truly. I mean, they can become part of it. I mean, I don't think we would turn anybody down. We'll try to squeeze them in and make it work. But you can speak to Paola. She's on the phone now. You can give her a call.
Oh no, for sure. Yeah, we give them deadlines because with lawyers you need to give them deadlines. But we are, when they call us, we keep taking names, for sponsorships and to become team members. Yes, it is still open.
Okay. All right. I was wondering about that.
We want to build this legal alliance that will allow us to kind of grow our efforts, and the more firms that we have involved, obviously, the more funds we're able to raise and the more awareness we're able to get out. And I think it's a win-win for everybody, because
absolutely.
I think it's a win-win for everybody because the firms are looking to support local organizations, and we're proven organization, that shows the outcomes based on the return on the investment that people have given us. And, this also gives us an opportunity to develop relationship with firms and attorneys, that have other countless relationships, that we could probably bring into and helping.
Right, bring it to the fold.
Yeah, bring it to the fold. Yeah.
And on the flip side, for the kids, it's great because so many of them, or so many people who don't get in trouble don't see a lawyer until they're in the orange jumpsuit, and it's too late. So it's great to see them, working in this capacity on their behalf.
Yeah, like you said, just so many times you see our children on the other side of the law, and but this is a very exciting opportunity for lawyers to kind of get engaged in supporting the life-changing work that we do. And lawyers are very competitive by nature, and rightfully so, because they want to win their cases.
They want to win.
They want to win. Yeah, they want to win their cases, and this gives us an opportunity to kind of rechannel some of that energy, and they can implement that same type of energy on the basketball court.
Well, we hope to help get the word out as much as possible, encourage as many firms. We know we have a lot of lawyers listening, so we want them to come out and support. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you, Tracy.
The last question, unless somebody else has another, if someone is not a lawyer but would like to support the center, what options do they have?
Well, I think the best thing for them to do is to go to the mourningfamilyfoundation.org, or they can call 305-476-0095, and they can speak to one of our staff members. in our office, and if they want to specifically support the Overtown Youth Center, they can call one of us, and we can find out exactly what they want to do, whether it be if they want to be a mentor to the kids or they just want to make a charitable contribution. So we welcome all of that.
And then for this charity event, they could also become sponsors. I assume.
Yes, yeah. Oh, yeah. We listen. We want sponsorship. Obviously, we would love to have a title sponsor for this. And they can also call our offices at 305-476-0095 and talk to us about they're interested in being a sponsor with this. I think it's a great opportunity, and it's something that we can grow to be an impactful event for years and years to come. Because the one thing that we're going to always have law firms. People are going to always need legal help. And I don't think that's going anywhere anytime soon, So it's a great way to kind of channel what they do in order to help us help these young people.
Excellent, Alonzo. I want to thank you so much for taking the time and for the great answers. We really appreciate it.
I appreciate it, and thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. Bye-bye.
All right.